Good morning. The log burner has taken a bit more transformation, as it always does every time I bring you guys back. We had some spray painting going on last night. I put the feet on, they're 50mm legs, so they're cut at a 30-degree angle to just splay out a bit further, as you can see there. They're just MIG welded on. I sprayed all underneath the grate and that lot, so we're protected underneath as well. I don't want to spray the door because I'm thinking I'm going to metal finish the door again and then clear lacquer the door with the high temperature clear lacquer for the engine spraying that I've got, so it'd be nice and shiny. But yep, we've got the big cylinder, top cylinder on, or middle cylinder on. That's all MIG welded in place all the way around, as you can see. Yeah, so next job is somehow getting my dad to come around and help me stand that thing back up, because I laid it down like that and I'm telling you, it's not light. So we need to get it stood back up again and then start cutting the big cylinder outside to go around the base, because everything's solid welded now. So as I can probably bring you around, you can probably see it's all solid welded all the way around. It might be a bit dark down there for you to actually see what's going off. Yeah, it's too dark, isn't it? So yeah, anyway, it's all the cylinder is solid welded, all underneath as well. It's all solid welded all the way around. A little bit dark, and it's not wanting to show you. So yeah, a lot of welding actually. Quite surprised how much welding and work there is in this. But yes, the only one bit of welding I'm embarrassed about is this horrendous piece here. But for some unknown reason, I think I had a kink in the gas hose, or there was a problem with my gas line, because it actually just oxidized all the weld. It's like horrendous. It all blew out and looked, yeah, pigeon shit would be a polite way of saying it. It looked horrendous. So I ploughed a load more gas through and just welded over the top. It's only to keep it sealed, but yeah, it's the one bit I'm actually quite embarrassed about. I wouldn't say I'm a decent MIG welder anyway, because I prefer TIG welding. Again, not professional welder. So that's update for today. Probably bring you back later when I've destroyed that thing outside, that huge orange cylinder outside, and cutting it in half and making it fit the base of this. And the lid is down there, all nice and cleaned up, and that's going to have that ring welded to the top of it, and then so right, I've got the thing cut down. I nearly swore then. It was rather heavy and rather difficult to cut open. Actually, I ended up cutting it like 3 times to cut it open, and then I had to cut the base off of it and also work out where the center was of a cylinder, which is really difficult to do when it's now cut down like it is and it's quite flexible. But we've done it. It's fine. I just used my square off the table, and yeah, we've worked it all out anyway. But this now, that's it marked out for the underneath that needs to be cut out. It's nice and flat on the table, as you can see across there. Obviously, the rusted line where the original foot was, which is down there now, cut up into pieces. Like I say, I had to trim up a little bit tough to get it exactly right. Hopefully, I'm only crossing my fingers, because if it's wrong, I'm buggered. I can't get another one of these. Well, I could, but it'd have to be brand new and it cost me a fortune. So that cutout there is the burner. So anyway, this beast is now marked out, and it is a beast as well. It's 50mm wider than I originally wanted, but hey, you get what you get if you're buying secondhand stuff. Obviously, I've got all the inside to clean out as well. To grind that all off, get it nice and clean. Cut this out. The other side is marked. I'm not going to spin it around and try and show you, because it's actually, sorry, yeah, I will. 1 second. Okay, so the other side I actually was quite lucky. I marked it out the other side for the face because I knew I'd done this when trying to get this off. Trying to get that valve off, it would not come off, so I had to cut it and then beat it off. But yeah, dummy here decided that this would be the back, and obviously that's the 6-inch port for the flue on the back of the burner, which is over there. And the other thing is the flue itself. I'm never going to be able to get it on because I can't slide it one way or the other because of the tight 500 tolerance at the bottom. So what I've got to actually do is cut this like a clamshell, cut it open all the way down, open it up as I put it over all of that lot, so it goes round the exhaust port on the back. Then I will be able to weld it back shut and weld all around the exhaust port and all that sort of stuff, and it'll be nice and tidy. But can't do any of that unless I've cut it open, so that's going to be a right pain to do. But it's one of them things got to be done. So yeah, I'll bring you guys back once I've gone through all this and actually got this base bit fitted, because it's going to take quite a bit of time for me to messing about, and also going to have to get my dad round again, because there's no way I can pick that up on top of there, over the top of that, and I don't even think it's going to fit because of the ceiling. And look at the state of the ceiling. This is what happens when you do this all indoors. Look how blue it is up there. They are empty, by the way. Look how blue it is up there from that other cylinder. And then I learnt the new paint stuff. Paint stripper, brilliant. I'll be used on here for definite. Okay, see you in a bit, bye.
So this section here is where the sand will go for the sand battery. That section is where the fire gets baffled round, so that's the fire chamber, and that is the blast chamber where the fire comes from. Unfortunately, the big cylinder on the inside is a little bit bigger than I wanted, but that's what you get with scrap. Oh, and that's where the fire comes from, and the fire grate that shuffles forward and backwards as a shaker grate to drop all the ash down into the box below. Nice big lid. That's the feeding tube for the firewood, sticks or pellet feeder. So that's the outer top cylinder that I've got to strip and clean up yet. There's the top lid with the rings that you can see on there and the bolt holes. That's going to be a sacrificial plate so the fire doesn't burn through to the top plate. And that is the inner cylinder with the top ring, where the bolts will go through and lock into place with some fire rope around it. This is all being voice-overed, as you can tell, because there was the radio playing in the background and I don't want to get copyrighted. So sorry about you having to listen to voiceover. And I'll bring you guys back when this lot is cleaned up.
Hey, so we've finally got this one done. That took me ages to do. So the little ring that I had to cut off, the 38mm ring, looks like, I don't quite know how this is possible, but it looks like it's going to fit the same size. Even though this one, as you can see in the back just there, this inner ring, smaller ring, sorry, at the bottom, I cut about 15mm out of the middle of it because it wasn't sitting centre on the base because the whole thing's actually 50mm bigger than I want. So in theory, this side here is actually sat about 20mm closer than that side there is. Maybe more than that, maybe 30mm. But yeah, I cut 15mm out of the width and then closed it up and then realised I'm an idiot because the top piece, i.e. that one, ain't going to fit. But actually, it looks bottom cylinder was bigger than the top part of the cylinder. So the bottom part of that bit was bigger than that bit, which you can't see that when there's a big collar wrapped around it. And I couldn't actually measure it because I just, failed to do so. So, yeah, in a minute, it's going to be a very tall cylinder. I say tall, very big cylinder with a burner part sticking out the front of it. No one's going to actually really know what's going off on the inside, apart from you guys who've been with me all the way through it. So, right, I thought I'd just bring you back. I've got the clamp, my woodworking clamps on. I don't even know how I've done this, but somehow this ring here is actually going to work. I mean, look at that. All the way around, you can see, obviously there is a tiny gaps here and there, but all the way around, or even from the back, I started at the front, but it's going to fit. It's going to work. Sometimes a bit of luck always helps. So yeah, that's the giant Tic Tac or Kinder Egg. It looks like a bit of a Kinder Egg, doesn't it? That's the back side of it, obviously, so it will look like a bit of a weird shaped Kinder Egg. I know, obviously, yeah, it's all welded up. My MIG welding is not fantastic, obviously. It's a bit gruff, you know, in places it's really rough, but it's welded, and I'm going to grind it all off, so it really doesn't bloody matter what it looks like, as long as it's penetrated, which I can assure you it definitely has all penetrated. If I'm strong enough to pull it round, there we go, I pulled it round, was strong enough eventually. Just had to drop the camera, and dropping the camera is no good for you guys seeing. So yeah, I've also added a load of weld that I am going to grind off. I added it up there to stop the sand from being able to come out, and then I'll put some fire cement behind there. But I'm just going to grind it all off because it is absolutely crap. It is what it is, you know. Filling in big gaps like that really is not the best thing to be doing anyway. But I just figured that I can fill that in and then grind it off to make it nice and flat and flush, which you'll see in a minute. Well, that was a messy job. It's all grinded. All the joints are welded and cleaned off. I've made a bit of a boo-boo at the front, but I think, to be fair, stove paint's relatively thick anyway, so you won't see the grinder marks at the front. I dug in a little bit much because I was getting frustrated with how long it was taking. But yeah, I mean, look at the state of all that in there. There's lots to clean out. But the lid's done. That's all finished, and it's all done underneath too. But it's really heavy, so I can't pick it up with just one hand. So I've got to have a bit of a clean up because it's really, really messy in here. Oh, it's heavy. It probably weighs about the same as me actually in the chair, so as you can see, all the rest of it's all, you can just see, to be fair, you can see where the joint was. I mean, it's a log burn at the end of the day, and I also can't use filler on it or anything to get rid of some. I mean, there's some waving you can see just there. Ooh, there, look, you can just see the wave in it. But I actually can't anything about that. We did really well to actually get these two cylinders to match up to each other, considering I cut some out the bottom of the other cylinder. So, yeah. All right, time to have a clean up and get this sprayed back. The next time you'll see it, I'm going to spray the lid with clear heatproof lacquer and the front door with clear heatproof lacquer, and then the rest of it is going to be black. So, finally got some more Vitcast spray paint. Amazon's delivered it. Yeah, I know, using Amazon, but it's fast-ish and kind of reliable. It was only a day late. But, yep, this has got 3 coats on it so far, and you can still see silver patches. So obviously I need to get another couple of coats on that. The front's really good. There's just fingerprints where I've just touched it and moved it. So yeah, we're okay there. The ashtray and all that lot's all fine. It's going to be full of ash anyway, so it's not a problem. And the lid's going to have another coat on it, at least one, just in case you get any scratches or anything. So yeah, we'll definitely be there today. It'll be painted up today and finished. It'll be awesome. That's the one problem with spraying indoors. Even if you have got extraction, it just goes everywhere, especially this type of paint. Normal paints, yeah, they lay down a bit on the floor, but this stuff, it's like powder everywhere. Not great. Anyway, if you like the video, please do like, share and subscribe. Sort this one out because I mean I don't mind having the beard. Lots of people say it kind of suits, but I'm looking a bit like a bit homeless, like my wife says, or like a bit of a bear. So we're gonna have to cut it. So I'm going to chop it all off. Plus it's getting in the way with the mask. The mask doesn't fit properly. It doesn't seal on your face properly. It's full of paint all the time, and it's it's just a pain in the arse. So I'm going to shave it all off, and it didn't take that long to grow. So next year, couple of months, it'll be grown again. But okay, bye beard, bye lots of hair, yeah, and welcome summer, hopefully. Obviously, I've got to get the glass in, which is the next job. But that is, so you can see it's shiny. It's all clear lacquered, which means, yep, you can see all the grind marks and all that. Not perfect metal finish, which is exactly how I wanted it to look. I don't want it to look. Oh yeah, I want it flat. I don't want it half decent, but I didn't want it perfectly mirror finished or anything daft like that, because it is going to get scratched up. That lacquer is going to get damaged. It is, MIG welded, not TIG welded, so it's not going to be beautiful. But actually, it's not that bad. I kind of like that. There we go. That's the final bit of fire roping done. So that's this stuff on my knee here. This 20mm thick fire rope wedged into a I think it's a 6 or 7mm gap. Just forced it in with a screwdriver. It's really compacted and forced in there. So, yep. And then the door shuts really nice and tight onto it. Look, and pushes the door open. So, shut the door. And that is actually quite tight, so you can just see the fire rope sealing in the top there. That's pretty cool. Right, I've just finished the ceramic plating in the back. I've got the torch on so you can actually see in there. The adhesive that glues it all together, high temperature glue, is kind of everywhere, but yeah, it's all going to be black in there after the first burn anyway, so you'll never see it. I couldn't do better than that, unfortunately. But again, it's going to be black, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, let's wait 2 hours for that to set, and I can test it, kind of. We'll see what happens. Testing outside with the fam. Do you like it, Charlie? Mm-hmm. Well, let's see what happens. So it's working. It's getting lovely and warm, and the ladies are stood outside holding umbrellas over it because the weather app says it's not going to rain. 15 minutes later, over comes the clouds and it starts raining. Log burner's in, working well. I just might have to put some vents on because it doesn't rocket until you open the door. Once you open the door, it rockets brilliant. Okay, you can hear it picking up.
This guy here chopping up some wood for the new log burner.
Do I need to do that bit again?
No, that'd be big enough, that's alright.
Yeah.
Got to get these kids working, right? Always happy to help out in the workshop, especially with sharp toys.
Right, so Little Miss is filling the log burner up. We put a perspex screen over the top of the burner, and then she's just filling all the way around the outside with the sand as it falls off. And at the moment, we've got, that's the 6th bag gone in there. So it's going to be filled all the way up. And that'll insulate it and also make a thermal store. So, push it all in.
It's satisfying.
Yep. Well done. Alright, let's get some more going. Hopefully that's not filling up the middle of the log burner actually, because that would be a right pain. Say bye, Sky.
Bye.
So that's the normal amount of wood we put in to start the fire. And then open the front door. So just a bit of blowtorch in there just to get it really heated up. You should be able to hear it soon. We'll shut that one. Slowly open that one. You should be able to see some flames starting. I'll bring you back in a couple of seconds. Well, probably 2 minutes to be honest, when it's actually starting to roar. And then within 5 minutes, this is kind of what it's doing. It's brilliant. You can see it all going down there. It's a bit messy in there from a burn last night, but so as you can see, you can really fill it up. You can put your hands in there at no risk at all, because all the heat's being drawn down. It's brilliant. And we are 20 minutes later. Still obviously super low at the front, but the rear is up to, I think it's 100 degrees now. That's the right mark on the cylinder there, isn't they? That'd be from filling it with sand.